Hey guys, Troy at Shoot Center.
John.
So welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you guys are here. Today we're going to be talking about kind of a fun system. We got a bunch of stuff on the table here. This don't really matter. It's all about that.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here, John?
We are talking about the MCX Rattler. So this is a very unique weapon system. It's basically a do-it-all gun. You know what I'm saying? So you can change calibers, like this one right here is set up in 300 blackout, and we can run 5.56 through it. So, I mean, this is truly a very adaptable platform out there now. So
the whole SIG lineup of guns is very versatile. You can change a lot out very quickly and very easily for it. There's a lot of aftermarket support for it. But we specifically want to talk about the Rattler because the Rattler kind of fits its own
little niche.
Right. And the reason being, the Rattler was first designed in 300 blackout, okay? And when we look at 300 blackout itself, I've been using 300 blackout for, God, a long time. I've been using that for personal security details forever, it seems like. We started playing with it early on because we wanted to run something small, compact, have suppressors if we wanted to, but still have some really good ballistics, and it really did well for us, so we stuck with it. And so like for me, my personal home defense gun, the rifle I use more than anything else is a 300 blackout. It's small, compact, light, and you know, I'm in the big mindset of most of the time I have my kids, and so I definitely don't want to be sending 5.56 in the house, right? So I do shoot sub 300 blackout inside the house. That would be my thing. Right. Now, am I getting the ballistic performance I want? No, but I had to make some sacrifices, and it's mostly protecting them and making sure they're okay. And when I say protect them, they're hearing.
Hearing, right?
Yeah. If you never shot indoors, it sucks. So let's talk about 300 blackout. Let's forget about all this other stuff for the moment and kind of talk about, not 300 blackout, the SIG. But let's talk about the SIG and kind of go through what this is all about. So run us through this gun, John, and kind of all the accoutrement you have for this thing.
All right. So the SIG is, the lower portion of the SIG is basically set up just like an AR-15. Okay. So if you had to transfer from an AR-15 to a SIG MCX or a SIG Rattler, all the controls are very similar.
Okay.
Right? So first of all, it's gas piston instead of direct impingement. So when you start running into that subsonic ammo and you want to have the extra back pressure just to make sure it fully cycles, or shut down the gas a little bit to make sure it fully cycles, you can do that on these systems. Except for the 5.56, so this is a oh yes, and the barrels are interchangeable. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. 2 bolts, pop it off, put it back in, tighten it back up, and you're good to go. Gas piston system is right here, so you have your set in regular mode, and then turn it. Well, I can't turn it now; it's a little bit stuck because I haven't cleaned it. But you turn it, and it'll decrease the gas pressure. All right, so this is the 5.56. 300 blackout is on there. It has a similar gas system, except for the gas piston head is a little bit different.
Okay.
All right, that's a 5.5 inch barrel. The 300 blackout barrel, you can change out the muzzle device on that. The 5.56 one, you are stuck because they kind of basically put a roll pin in there to prevent you from changing it. All right, I know it's a little different. Plus, I don't know about suppressing a 5.5 inch barrel 5.56.
Surefire SB, Surefire SOCOM SB2. That's what I have.
Yes.
That way I can, so I could throw actually my suppressor on this and it's rated for it.
If you could get the muzzle device
If I could get the muzzle device off. Story for another day, boys and girls.
Yes. So, oh, look at that, it's dirty. Yeah. Like boom. But this is set up just like an AR-15, has ambi controls, ambi mag release, ambi safety selector. Okay. Except for the bolt release. Bolt hold open is not ambidextrous.
Okay.
So
not a huge deal. Not a deal breaker.
And the cool thing about this gun is you don't need a buffer tube to run it. So you can have a collapsible stock, you can have a brace right here, or you can have a folding
brace. An adapter. And so you know, one of the really nice things when we look at this now, there's twofold questions. Mostly one question I have, but most of my statement. You can make that a small, even with the suppressor on it, you can make it a small backpack gun, where for me, this is my 300 blackout. This is an 8-inch 300 blackout with a full-size can on it, and I mean, we're talking, put that up top. Yeah, we're talking some size difference here. There's some definite, if we put,
that's about right. Yep, there you go.
I mean, that's a considerable amount. Both of these are full-size suppressors, so, you know, there is that. But yeah, it definitely, you know, having no buffer tube in the piston system, that does definitely lend it better to a PDW.
Right.
And that's what this gun was designed for. It was designed to be a PDW. Now, I see a bunch of other stuff out here. We've got different rails and all of this stuff. So kind of talk to me about.
All right, so
do you have two of the same?
No, so that's that's the thing. So in order to get to the gas piston system on the 300 Blackout, it has a different gas piston system.
So this one's for the 5.56.
Well, that's for the 5.56, right? So the 5.56 is easily
accessible
from the front. If we had the 5.56
barrel
that
would be
on this would be on there, but if you put this on there, you wouldn't be able to get to
your
the
gas system.
Gas piston, exactly.
And
so
then we have this nice beastie boy.
All right, so that one is meant for the suppressor.
So it more looks like that integrally suppressed look.
Correct.
To it.
So it's like a SIG honey badger type gun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Also, this gun was made basically for a special unit that wanted a gun the same size or a little bit longer, or no, about the same size as an MP5 SD. And when you put this suppressor on there, or whatever suppressor they were using, it's about the same length as an MP5 SD with the suppressor rail right here.
Better ballistics.
But better ballistics.
Yeah.
Right.
If you guys have never shot an SD, SDs are awesome. I love them, but it's like hitting somebody with a wet noodle sometimes.
Pretty much.
I mean,
yeah.
Inside your PDW distances, it works, but when you got to reach over 25 yards, you're kind of just hitting them with a wet noodle almost.
Yeah.
But they're fun to shoot. I love them. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. One of my favorite machine guns of all time is the MP5 SD because that thing is just
nostalgic.
It's not just nostalgia. It's that thing just is fun.
Sewing machine.
And so accurate. You can hold on the head and 25 yards just and just go, and you're like, hey, this is fun.
Fun, right.
Sorry, going a little off topic. But anyways, so back to the 300 Blackout, and more specifically the Rattler. Tell us about your exact setup and why you kind of have it set up the way you do.
Okay, so with this right here, I have this is the, I can't remember what brace it is, but it's by SB Tactical. It's their 2-position brace right there.
PDW brace.
PDW brace. So I wanted to have something to where it would be easily deployed. So if I had it in a backpack, something were to go down, I could just take it out, hit that button, pull it back like that, and be right on it.
Sweet.
Sweet. So right. Then I have the Unity Tactical magnifier on there with the EOTech G33 on there. I know a lot of people are like, why would you do that? I'm like, hey, if I could shoot past 100 meters with supersonic ammo, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, and plus this right here with the Unity Tactical fast micro mount, it keeps your head up.
Yeah, it does. Now I will tell you on the Unity mounts, I'm kind of a mixed feeling on this. I think it's a little bit too high for my personal liking. I run the 193s from ScalarWorks, and that's where I'm happy at. I feel like it's a little bit too high for me.
Because you're short. Anyway, so I have the Unity Tactical magnifier mount, which keeps the magnifier more in line, so all the weight is center line. I don't have it hanging off
the side and being like, haha, I run through a doorway and knock something.
Right, so it's easily deployable. I'm behind the gun. If I need magnification, I just flip it up. If I don't need it, flip it back down.
Yep.
Gets it out the way. All right. I had to get a larger MCX charging handle because the charging handle that came with it was a little bit too short on the nubs right here.
Okay.
So I can still actuate that now that it's a larger latch.
Okay.
All right. And I have the HoloSun. This is the 503 CU. Big fan of HoloSun optics. They're top notch. Has the same footprint as the Aimpoint T1.
Yeah.
T2. So this is an Aimpoint Unity Tactical Riser fast mount. I just slapped it on there and it's good to go.
Good to go.
You know, and then going up forward, we have the, I think this is a Surefire M600 DF, so the dual fuel, right?
Okay.
With a SR07 switch with tail cap. And a lot of people are like, well, why do you have this little?
So yeah, people always ask about this thing. Honestly, it's phenomenal when we're on the range and shooting because, you know, I don't remember what's on this.
Brake?
Oh yeah, I have a brake on this too. Couldn't remember what muzzle device. When you're shooting muzzle devices and with brakes especially, and you've got lights and stuff like this, now where I have this light positioned, not a big issue, but if I had it further back, I'm gonna cover that lens with a bunch of dirt and carbon and stuff like that. So that little end cap is just there to protect that lens from getting dirty while we're on the range and you know, putting rounds down range. Now, anything you don't like about the 300 black, or not the, I keep saying 300, it's not about 300 blackout, folks. We're talking about the gun, but I like the cartridge, and so it's kind of a hybrid video.
I'll tell you the truth. I mean, there's really nothing I don't like about it.
Okay.
It's a cleaner running system. I don't have to clean it as much, as you can tell. I don't clean it that much.
We don't clean guns anyways. So.
Well, true. But this one right here, I don't really have to worry about. Much. I mean, I might put a little bit of lube in there, but other than that, I'm done. You know. So.
You know, for me, looking at everything, the MCX itself is fantastic because how versatile it is. You know, if me on this is a standard AR-15 lower receiver group. If I want to change calibers, I have to have an entire whole nother upper assembly ready to go. Where with that, it's just a quick little barrel change and you're done.
2 screws, pop it out.
Now, one question I do have, and this is just kind of a thing for you, how have you seen your return to zero? Well, say you pop the barrel and pop it back in, and how's your return to zero?
So there's the ballistics from 300
well, no,
just 5.56.
I'm not even saying change barrels. I'm saying if you pop that barrel out and then put it back in.
It's not bad.
I mean, you haven't had
very
major
minimal.
shit?
I might have to adjust it just
a little bit. Okay.
A tad bit.
So you know that's always something to be in consideration of. If you do anything major with the guns, like hey, I'm going to take this optic, put it on a different thing, or in this case, you know, take a barrel out, put it back in. You know, always confirm your zeros, guys. Never be lazy with it. I see so many people rush zeros. This is kind of going with everything. They rush their zero and then they struggle down. You know, the struggle bus comes and whacks them.
Right.
So take your time with those zeros. Make sure you always confirm. Like this week alone, I re-zeroed a bunch of guns. I literally was like, screw it. I spun all the dials and redid it just to make sure that everything's right on and how I'm shooting at this moment. Right, our eyes change. Everything can change on us, so it's a big topic as well. But so yeah, you know, I think the SIG has come out with definitely a product that is awesome. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, and there's a lot of aftermarket support. I mean, we've got
Midwest
SB Tactical, Midwestern Industries, and all of your standard AR stuff as far as grips and things like that will fit on there. Triggers as well, right?
So with the triggers, they're kind of
hit or miss because
there's a specific pin you have to put in there for it to work properly.
Okay.
So I didn't get all the specifics because I just went on ahead and put a SIG 2-stage trigger in.
Yeah, you went with SIG trigger. So you know, that's something to be taken into consideration. But these guns are out there. They're awesome. They're fun little guns to shoot and definitely give you some versatility in the world. It definitely does fit a niche role. It's not a gun that everyone's going to want and have. You know, for a backpack gun, PDW, truck gun, definitely something to take into consideration there for sure. And make sure that, you know, the biggest thing, as we always say, is try stuff out, right? And yeah, it's a big thing. Any final notes on it, John?
No. I mean, I love this weapon system. Thinking about getting another MCX, probably a Virtus, or I just might get a Virtus upper. That's the cool thing about this. You can throw a Virtus upper on here and have no issues with
it. Right. It's the same thing.
Yep.
You can, now, you can throw, random thought here, you can throw those uppers on standard lowers, you just have to have an adapter, correct?
Yeah, it's a, I forgot, it's a piece like this, has Picatinny on the back to where you can just put it right here and it covers up that buffer tube area on the lower receiver.
Got it. So you can throw those uppers on lowers, just need some adapters and it can work.
Yep.
So, you know, if you guys don't have, you can just get a hold of an upper and you can work it out. So, yeah. But guys, you know, we want to give you a quick view on kind of talking about this gun and particularly the setup and why we do the things that we do and why we, you know, like certain things. But the MCX is definitely a gun to consider and you know, there's nothing wrong with any gun that you own, and of course we got comms going off at the same time. You know, welcome to life at work sometimes. You know, but yeah, guys, definitely check us out at shootcenter.com. Check us out in the store. You know, we just try to get guns like this all the time.
Don't forget Instagram.
Instagram, always Instagram, right?
Right.
Subscribe for more videos and stuff like that. Make sure you like, comment. That helps with the algorithms a lot with this. We're glad to be back. We've kind of took a little bit of a hiatus, but we're back and we're full steam ahead.
So behind the camera.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing? All right, cool. We're going with the good thing. But yeah, guys, check us out at shootcenter.com. Instagram at shoot_center.
Yes.
Had to think about it. Black Yoda, right? But yeah, guys, check us out, and we'll see you next time. If you're in store or you come in here and be like, hey, you know, or you reach out to us, we can always set something up, and you know, we'll be more than happy to let you guys shoot our stuff, right? The more stuff we put in your hands, the better off we are. So the biggest thing I'll say is bring some ammo if you're gonna shoot our guns. That way we're not burning through our own personal stash, and yeah. So, you guys have a good one. Subscribe. We'll see you later. See you on the range. See you in class.